Ugh. Got some rain last night. Oh, kind of chilly this morning. Chilly and wet's a hard combination, especially when you're sitting outside on a wet metal chair and you're not feeling that rosy. You're not feeling that rosy. Let's just be honest. I'm not feeling that rosy this morning. Don't worry about me. I'll work through it. Good morning, Will Bill Chill. Good morning, Roger. I'll work through it. The day will be a good one. Good morning, Roger. Good morning, RJ. Good morning and good morning, good morning, good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy. Hello, Mary from Winnebago County. Is that where Rockford is? Hello, RJ. My name's Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. It is Tuesday morning. It is July 2nd. It's funny, Will Bill Chill says he's having one of those days, too. Hello, Lisa. Hello, Julie Flanagan. Hello from Waco. Hello from Canada, Alberta. Yes, it's coffee time. And again, I was saying, Will Bill Chill says he's having one of those days, too. And I think that I only chuckle, Will Bill, not because you're having one of those days, too. I'm chuckling because it's 6:25 in the morning. And you and I would be better off not defining our entire days by that first half hour we're up in the morning. So maybe that's a lesson for both of us, Will Bill. But anyway, this is a show I've been doing. It's Tuesday, what did I say, July 2nd? So happy Tuesday. This is a show I've been doing for quite some time. This might be about the perfect length for me, for those wondering what I think of my own facial hair. It starts getting longer and itchier soon. Not going to like it when it gets longer and itchier, so don't get too attached. But anyway, this is a show I've been doing for quite some time. It's a show about me talking. It's a show about me kind of sharing some experiences, some feelings, some ups and downs that I have in life. And this morning as I'm waking up, I couldn't really think of any ups. And that's what's so funny. And that's what I've learned. And there's going to be days like that where you just wake up feeling kind of poopy. But you can turn that frown upside down. And it's not just I've said this before, but I'll say it again. I don't know that it's as simple as happiness is a choice. For me, at least, my thoughts are real, and my pain is real, and my loneliness is real, and my struggling is real. However, I definitely have tools in my toolbox to work through them and to get through them and feel better. But it's not just a matter, and I think for somebody that struggles maybe with anxiety or depression, and I've kind of worked my way through that throughout my life, and you hear happiness is a choice, kind of stings because you don't understand that, and you don't know what that means. And I think maybe it's a choice once you learn a few things about yourself and maybe learn your things about life. Because I'll promise you there's been a lot of times where I sure would have liked to just turn that frown upside down, but I didn't know how. And I think that's kind of what Coffee with Ken is about, me learning how. And I think I've done it, and although I'm still kind of mumbling and groaning and moaning, I said good morning with a lot of spirit to several people I saw already this morning. And despite my slow movement and my achy body and my cold butt and some of the negative thoughts that might have been bouncing around my head in the morning, I'm going to have a good day. But before I do that, for those that have been watching a while, you know it's not just a show about me talking. You know it is also a show about me sharing my love of coffee. And with that in mind, I got a nice hot cup of coffee in front of me. Good morning from Ireland. Thank you. I love when you guys lift me up. I love when you guys throw out a little encouragement my direction or say something positive. And I had several people do that to me this morning already. I struggle right now because I'm doing my introduction. I'm about to get my first sip of coffee, but then I want to go off into a tangent. Uh-oh. We've got a slow-moving earth mover coming my way. I thought this would be a nice spot where you and I could just have a cup of coffee and enjoy, I don't know, a peaceful, quiet morning. But we got the little earth mover, the could, coming my way, making little beep sounds, wishing he was a big earth mover with a lot of capability, but knowing who he truly is the little earth mover. I wonder if he got picked on by other earth movers in the Volvo earth moving building factory, and they mocked him for his size and his capability and his little beeping engine and his small shovel. And he would tell the bigger earth movers that size doesn't matter. It's the motion of the shovel that really matters. So, where was I? Oh, I was going to go off on a tangent, but hey, I just went off on a tangent. We got people hopping on saying they drive Volvos and that Volvos make good machines. Yeah, Volvos are kind of interesting cars. It's Swedish, right? Kind of interesting. I like European. I've liked German cars a lot in my life. I don't even know if I've ever really owned an American car. But Volvos are kind of interesting. They kind of got a unique look, a station wagon-y boxiness to them that is fairly high functioning. But anyway, for those that have been watching a while, you know it's not just a show about me talking. You know it's also a show about me sharing my love of coffee. And with that in mind, I got a nice hot cup of coffee. No, it's not a Yeti. No, it's not a mug. But it's a kind of colorful Yellowstone, silicone, rubberized, with a little cap on it cup. And I am so excited to take my first sip at this relatively early hour. Hello, Jack Taylor. My hope is that wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you got a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. Woke up about an hour ago. Again, woke up with a bunch of kind of off thoughts, not that excited thoughts, not that positive thoughts. Kind of had a hard shift at the restaurant last night. Felt like my IQ, which usually percolates in the high double digits, was down about 20 points. And felt a little sluggish of mind, and like everything was a little complicated. And when one of my customers would order a salad with ranch dressing, it seemed confusing. I was like, okay, salad, ranch dressing. How do I order that? How do I make it? Who ordered that? Where does it go? And there's nights like that in the restaurant business, because no matter how you're feeling, the customers keep coming, and the food keeps coming, and the bustle that is a restaurant keeps coming. And it was certainly one of those nights last night. I didn't feel up to my best. And but I got through it. And I think from that I can take a good lesson. And maybe you can take a good lesson as well. You're not always going to be your best. You're not always going to have your brightest smile. You're not always going to have your sharpest wit or best jokes or what have you. But the key is making it through it. And that I did last night. And if I need a foundation for good feelings today, is that maybe it'll be that I made it through a somewhat challenging night where my emotions and my skills weren't at their peak. So here's to me and making it through it. Jack Taylor wanted to know. I like how Jack Taylor is Jack Taylor. He's not Jack. Oh no, he's never been Jack to me. He's always been Jack Taylor. But anyway, I didn't sleep that well. I was kind of up a few times during the night. Again, kind of kicking around some negative-ish thoughts. I edited a video during the night and started drifting off as I was doing it. Sometimes if you follow my pages, you'll see me post a video at, 2 or 3 in the morning. When you see that, you knew I was up. I mean, I guess that's kind of obvious. But it meant I was up and I wasn't able to sleep. So I'll try and be productive as best I can, and I'll try and turn my mind around. And a lot of times watching my videos helps me do that. I'm 3 weeks behind in my editing process, so something I was experiencing 3 weeks ago and talking about 3 weeks ago often will fit the mood that I may or may not be struggling with at the moment. And I don't know, it usually helps and gets me back to sleep. So I kind of slept a little bit choppy, but I made it through it. Is it busier there due to the holiday? RJ, I would say no. My anticipation was it would be busier during the holiday. But I don't know if you guys were watching my show yesterday. I was doing it over there out in the grassy area across from the dining room. And the restaurant was already open, and I had a bunch of waiters and waiter assistants watching me do my live show and waving at me from the window, and the restaurant was open. So there were very few customers. And last night versus the night before, I was in a big section 1, 2 nights ago, and last night I was in section 6 or 7, I believe. And there's a little differences, there's little variations between each section. And I would say last night's section was easier, but again, my skills weren't there and my wit wasn't there, and I didn't feel fully there. And I had a couple little bump-ins with people during the day that kind of fired up my emotions. And I've talked about it before, but I'll say it again. I think I have a great flexibility with my own emotions. And if I'm around people that are feeling good and encouraging and inspiring and ready to take the day and sipping their coffee and getting ready for whatever adventures await, I'm in a really, really, really good place. But if I'm with people who are struggling and down and in a pissed off mood, or maybe are struggling down and pissed off people, I don't feel comfortable with that. And I've talked about it before, and I've thought about it. I've talked to therapists about putting boundaries up and not always letting other people creep into who you are as a human being or how you feel about yourself or the world. But sometimes it's hard for me. And if I get sucked into something that I don't want to get sucked into, I'll be not liking who I'm with and not liking who I am. And I'll try and be aware of that today as well. That and reminding myself that I made it through it last night. So let's have a little more coffee. Looks real pretty off that way. The sun is hitting. Those are the hot springs. You can see the, I think you should be able to see the smoke coming off the, I don't know if they're mountains or we call them the terraces here. A bunch of geothermal spots. Kind of looks like the surface of the moon a little bit when you're walking by there, and there's little hot bubbly water percolating out, and on a cool wet morning like we're having right now, the steam comes up and it's shining very pretty in the sunshine. Yeah. Life is calling me, B-Storm. Well, you have a great day as well. Oh, it's so good. I don't know how much I have for you today. I don't know how much I have for you today. I woke with a lot of passion and energy and thoughts and active mind yesterday morning, and still getting it going this morning. I see a man running off that way down the road. I used to be a runner. I used to be able to do that. Seems pretty hard right now. Got a couple Romanian roommates, young guys, 20 and 21. Nice kids, nice kids. I think they're going to be good for me. They have kind of, I don't know if it's innocence, but youth to them, and kind of bright-eyed spirit to them that may or may not exist with a lot of the kids here in the States. Maybe it's because they're in a strange land, in a strange place, rooming with a man they don't know, speaking a strange language. But they're good kids, and they seem like nice guys, and they're energetic, and they go to the rec room, and they work out, and they play ping pong, and they're excited about work, and they're happy. They feel blessed to get to work extra long hours. And I think that's good for me to be around youthful energy. And I don't know. I think I had a point. Oh, I know what my point was. One of them in Romania, I think their big sport is soccer. And I believe the Romanian national team. Hello from Naperville, Kimmy Cat. Do I know you, Kimmy Cat? Do we know each other, Kimmy Cat? I like your name. Kimmy Cat's kind of fun to say. But anyway, I think soccer, or they call it football, is huge in Romania. And Romania is playing in the European something today, some big tournament in Europe, some big soccer tournament. And one of my roommates is 20 and likes to play soccer a lot, and asked me if I play and wants me to play with him. And honestly, soccer is not my thing. Moving is not my thing. I'm 55 years old. I'm 55 years old. Soccer involves a lot of running and darting around and sprinting and kicking the ball. I could maybe be a goalie, because I think a goalie's a fairly stationary position. I know a goalie's reasonably stationary, but sometimes you probably need a few skills as a goalie. And, you say that when you're 55, RJ, and some kid that's been playing soccer all his life wants to play. Yeah. But let's have a little more coffee. Good morning. There's no kitchen in there, but there is a kitchen in there, and they're open at 6:30, so they're open right now. You can get some breakfast. You can get some coffee. I recommend the buffet because it comes with juice and coffee, and it's got everything on the menu. Fantastic. You have a great day. Those travelers look like they it's kind of a rumbly Corvette. I don't know if it's intended to be rumbly. Makes a lot of noise for kind of a newer looking Corvette. Don't see many Corvettes in Yellowstone. They don't carry a ton of luggage. But either way, they were a nice couple that was hungry for breakfast and probably excited to be pulling in from wherever they're pulling in from, and probably super excited to have the buffet. How we are, and you get some coffee. Hey, Ken, what's up? I don't know what's up this morning. I want to be right where you are sitting. Well, Julie, thank you for saying that. I mean, it's pretty. It is pretty, but I'll tell you what. I was thinking about it this morning while I was going to the washroom. Right before I came out here, I was staying at a buddy's for a couple weeks, and I would do my coffee show on his backyard, not in his backyard, but on his patio. And although the Midwest and Illinois specifically is probably often mocked for being boring or flat or what have you, I think beauty is all around us. And I remember sitting on my back or on his back patio and looking at his green grass and his neighbor's flowers growing, and the trees were just kind of budding at the time, and really thinking that was beautiful as well. And obviously, it looks kind of pretty. And I'm not just talking about my face in the middle of the camera, but the scenery does look kind of pretty. I'll give you that. But, yeah, it's nice. It's nice. It'd be nice to have a cup of coffee. It'd be nice to have a cup of coffee. Well, I guess I am having a cup of coffee here. It'd be nice to have a spouse, a girlfriend, a traveling partner to be here with, and drinking some coffee and watching the steam rise and the listening to the birds chirp, and just kind of sitting here. So I see I have some realtor. Find a mountain gal. Mountain gal. Yeah, Julie. It's nice sharing experiences. It's nice sharing experiences. You know, it's neat having them. And I'm putting them in the memory banks, and this is a cool experience. It's a tiring experience. I'm not kidding you. I'm not on vacation out here. Everyone thinks, oh, must be nice. I mean, and there's aspects of it that are nice. But I'm not on vacation. I'm not on vacation. Yeah. This isn't that private, but before we went to bed last night, my two Romanian roommates and I were discussing, they were chatting Romanian to each other for a bit. And I asked them, hey, is it much easier for you guys to speak in your native language, or is it stressful, hard, difficult, challenging to talk to me in English? And one of them, I think, is learning English and hasn't been around it as much. And the other one, English is better, I guess. And one of them said he actually thinks in English, and the other one said he does not. And I promise you, and I'll tease him about it this morning, he does not, because he talks in his sleep. And he was talking in Romanian while he was sleeping last night, and I kind of got a chuckle out of that. And it's nice to get a chuckle when you're up at 3 in the morning, thinking about stuff. And I remember when I was losing a roommate recently, my most recent roommate was a nice older guy who was moving in with his lady friend. And I was bummed out because I was, there's a lot of turnover occasionally at what I'm doing. And there was a lot of turnover in my dorm room. And I was bummed out to be losing a roommate that I thought I could get along with for the season. But I remember somebody saying, or me saying, things happen for a reason, and whatever, you never know how it's going to turn out. And I think it turned out pretty good, having a couple good kids with some positive spirit and a positive vibe about them that are here to work hard and make some money and save, and are excited about watching the soccer tournament and want me to play soccer with them just so they can embarrass me. We talk trash in the gym when we're lifting weights a little bit. It's funny. As a matter of fact, I see a buddy of mine over there. Leo! How are you? Where am I? I'm on the patio. Are you going to lift weights today? Today's my day off. It'll give you a chance to catch up to me. All right, well, after that, you should lift weights. I'm getting stronger than you. Mentally, you might be getting stronger, but physically, my biceps are huge. All right. But anyway, good kid from Mexico named Leo. And again, it's kind of fun. All right, have fun. Working with some, it's different, and but there are a lot of good kids out here. And I hate to sound patronizing on calling them kids because they're young adults or whatever, but seem like kids. My daughter's 18, and he's a real nice guy, and he works hard, and we worked together last night. And although I was struggling, he seemed to have a pretty good spirit about him, and kept me motivated. And despite not being on my A game, he helped me get through the night. And again, we like to talk trash about our weightlifting prowess. And I'm not sure if they are stronger than me. I don't think they are. I think I'm stronger than them. I mean, they look better. They have more hair. They could certainly beat me in soccer. I mean, A, they're both from countries that played soccer. I've never played soccer. And B, they're young and fit and full of vigor. Who can do the most curls at 15 pounds? We actually haven't done a weightlifting competition. Right now, we're just at the trash talking stage, but that's a good question. And I think I've only got 5 workouts in here at Yellowstone, but it feels good to be back in the gym. Love the dorm banter. Yeah. Yeah, it feels really good to be back in the gym. And again, I hopped on yesterday right after I worked out, and that felt good. And, honestly, as I felt good physically walking around my room getting dressed today. I felt like I'm down a couple pounds. I feel I'm strong, and was doing a lot of good things. So made me feel a little bit better. And one aspect of your life, maybe you're missing. In my case, I'm missing my children or missing my kids or feeling a little homesick. It's good to have something else in your back pocket that you're working on. And I'm working on my physical conditioning and working on coffee with Ken. And I was talking to a guy in the cafeteria, and he was teasing me because he knows I was about to go out and do my coffee show. And he was saying, it's amazing you have so many people that watch you on Instagram. I said, well, it's kind of cool because I just be me. I'm just being me. I mean, this is who I am. And I said, our interaction here could be one of my coffee shows. And I'm just yelling at Leo and saying hello to those people. So it is nice for me to give an opportunity to just be me. And if somebody wants me to watch me being me, it seems like a good gig. I often thought that I wasn't sure how good actors are, and I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong. I think most acting is finding a role that fits who you are, but I could be very wrong about that. And there's certainly some actors that do roles that aren't who they are at all. But, so I'm probably wrong. So I might just end this conversation. When do I come back to Downers Grove? Haim, Barb Haim, do we know each other? Are you from Downers Grove? I am scheduled to work here till October. And I don't want to get too far thinking about the future. But I definitely miss my kids. For some reason, I always say I miss Augie. I miss Eve, too. I love her just as much. But there's something about Augie that brings tears to my eyes, and my little son, and really makes me want to get home and give him a kiss and give him a cuddle and give him a hug. Yeah. But anyway, I'm scheduled to come home in October, and yeah. So let's have a little more coffee. But anyway, I appreciate you guys hopping on today. I really do. It means a lot that you want to spend a half an hour with me being me. Not everybody wants to spend any time with me being me. I mean, most people like me. Some people really don't like me. And again, I used to try and convince the people that really didn't like me to like me. Hello, good morning, way to go.
Good morning, nice day.
It is a beautiful day. You're an inspiration running today. Way to go. Yeah, I used to try and convince the people, 100% of the people, that I'm super nice or super cool or super friendly or they should like me. Now I try and avoid those people like the plague. That's what 55 years has taught me. Not everybody's going to like you, and they don't need to. To hell with them. Are you still going to do that other job for the winter? I haven't made any commitments about anything. I did look into another job in the winter, but feeling as I'm feeling at this moment, just shedding some tears, wanting to be with my little son, the thought of the other job seems daunting. I am a lot in Arizona or whatever, wherever. I am a lot. But one thing I did think of, and I chatted with RJ for about it a little bit briefly, and I might have talked about it yesterday, and just seeing that RV right there, do you see it? That's a C-class RV. I think I'd want a B-class, but that still gets me excited and gets my heart pattering a little bit. And I realized, I used to think you had to live in some, I don't know, far away vacation spot to be near a RV park. But I realized with a quick search of Google that there's like 64 RV parks near my hometown in Naperville. And that if I could figure a way to save up a little money and work really hard and buy one, I could live in my hometown, or if not my hometown, my home area, and see my kids on a regular basis, and maybe wait tables in a local restaurant, and keep a roof over my head, and ride my scooter in the nice months, and just enjoy that. And thinking of that gets me excited and gets me motivated and gets me excited about the work I'm going to do tonight. Waiting tables, and I'm hopeful it'll be a little smoother running shift, and yeah. But either way, this isn't a woe is me. Even on an unsmooth running shift, the pay's pretty good, and I'm fortunate for that. And that, combined with my low cost of housing out here, is put me in a really nice opportunity to cover my financial responsibilities and save a little bit of money. And RJ says he'd live at Shabana State Park of U.S. Route 30, fishing in a great campground. Well, that'd be a little further away from my kids than I'd want, and a little further away from civilization than I want. But the nice thing about an RV is it's on wheels. So if I didn't like where I was, I could switch to another park. And it's nice to have choices, and it would be awesome to have my scooter on the back of that. And if I wanted to take a run to the store, I could just ride on two wheels. But if I wanted to go pick up my kids, I could ride the whole machine and do that. Yeah. How are the retirement benefits at Xanterra? We need to start thinking about that at our age. I mean, I've only worked here 5 weeks. I don't know if there are retirement benefits. And if there are, I probably haven't accumulated too many 5 weeks into the job. The Riverwalk in downtown Naperville. You think I can park my RV in the Riverwalk? With a Coffee with Ken sign? I would rock that. I would rock it. People would be coming up, tapping on my door, going, hey. 90% of them would be, hey, Ken, we really like you. We like the show. Can we have some coffee with you? 10% would be crawling around in their troll-like ways, going, oh, I hate him. He's horrible. Everyone in Naperville hates Ken. But yeah, that'd be pretty. And you can park anywhere, and not in that thing. But if a B class one could park there, that'd be funny. Just sliding open the door, sitting in there. I mean, there's only 2-hour parking. And I think my van would be pretty recognizable. And recently they started kind of cracking down on the 2-hour parking in downtown Naperville. But I could sit there, slide open my door, get my hot coffee going, sit out there with my mugs, maybe sell mugs. Somebody would get me for needing a license. Somebody would get me for needing a license to sell Coffee with Ken mugs and Coffee with Ken merchandise. I'm actually getting excited and getting a little enthusiastic because I bet it'd be big. I bet it would work. I bet it'd work. It'd work right here. I get so many people wanting to buy sweatshirts and coffee mugs. And I know I only have 26 people watching, but for some way, somehow, throughout the various shorts and reels and TikToks, a lot of people end up watching. And for some reason, just because you got a lot of people watching, people want your merchandise. And I'm not sure that the merchandise that I sell on the link on my bio is a quality enough for me to really want my name in. And I would want the genuine Coffee with Ken mugs for my people to be drinking out of and walking around with. And I'd want a quality sweatshirt and quality t-shirts and quality merchandise. And I'd want my doors wide open and people coming in and having some coffee with me in the van. 24 hours open. Get a big neon sign under the Coffee with Ken, flashing open. People coming up at 4 a.m, staggering home from the bars, going, "Hey, Ken, we're ready for our coffee." And I'd rub the sleep out of my eyes, slide open the van door, pick up the flavor of coffee of the day, and get my day started talking to said people. I could be the new Jonathan Brandmeier. I don't know. Did he live in a van in Naperville? I know Jonathan Brandmeier. But anyway, gets me excited thinking about. Would I serve decaf? I would need 2 Mr. Coffees for that. I wouldn't plan on serving decaf. My thoughts are I might get one of those double servers and have a mug of Sumatra and a mug of the flavored coffee of the day. I'd probably get little creamers out, and I'd probably have little packages of sugar. Does what bring you joy today the same as 20 years ago? What does living well today differ from 10 to 20 years ago? No. What brings me 20 years ago, let's say, my goals were more of acquiring things, of buying a big house. You know, that was right. I was just married 20 years ago, and I was living with my first wife in a townhome, a nice townhome, a cool townhome. And we were a young couple with other young couples just starting to have kids for the first time, and dreaming of big homes and big vacations and things like that. And big homes don't interest me anymore, but a happy life does. And my definition of a happy life is probably different because, again, I'm talking about sliding open my van door in downtown Naperville and serving coffee to strangers and friends alike. And that makes me smile. And seeing my kids makes me smile. And my wants and needs are definitely different than they were 20 years ago or 30 years ago. What mattered to me 20 and 30 years ago was making a lot of money, buying a nice house, getting a big screen TV, drinking beer, smoking pot, and watching sports on TV. And really, none of those things really interest me a whole heck of a lot these days. Yeah. I mean, now I think of getting a cool Class B van with a Coffee with Ken logo and having my babies play at the playground while I sling coffee out of the van door. So yeah, our wants and desires certainly change as life changes. So anyway, now my near-term goal is just getting a refill on my coffee. Well, I'm going to head out now and get some more coffee, maybe get a little food in my tummy. I've got a day today, similar to the last couple days. I'm working dinner tonight, which is fortunate. It gives me a whole day for myself, a day to do my coffee show, a day to eat breakfast, a day to eat lunch, a day to work out, a day to nap, a day to go down to Gardner, Montana if I want to, and say hey to some of my new friends down in Gardner, Montana, and get back up here and work hard tonight, and hopefully have a good shift at the restaurant and make a little money and save a little money and continue to work forward or move toward my dreams of a B-class RV in downtown Naperville with a big Coffee with Ken logo on it. But I'm looking forward to my day, and I hope you're looking forward to your day as well. I want to thank you so much for joining on this Tuesday, this July 2nd. We got a big holiday coming up. I got a FaceTime from my daughters yesterday. They were somewhere warm, and they were wearing like bikinis or bathing suits. And I'm going, where are you guys? And they go, we're up at the lake. My first wife has a home on the lake in Michigan that's really beautiful, and my girls go up there with her on the holidays. And just surprised me, and it seems so distant from where I am today, but I hope they're having fun, and it looked like they were, and they were all smiles, and they were all tan, and my oldest boyfriend was there, and Morgie's best friend was with her. I think it's one of her best friends at least, and they looked like they were going to have a good time up there, and it kind of reminded me that July 4th is upon us. It's easy to get time works a little differently up here, and the holidays, like I had Father's Day by myself working in the restaurant all day a couple weeks back, and July 4th won't be quite the same as it is back home, but again, and that part of me makes me sad, but part of me makes me proud that I'm where I need to be and doing what I need to be doing, and moving forward. So I want to thank you for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. I hope your coffee's hot. I hope your sleep was good. I hope your bed was comfortable. Hope you have love in your heart. Hope if you're struggling out there or lonely or hurting or depressed or sad or anxious, that you take a moment to feel grateful for something. The hot coffee or the birds flying overhead or the smoke rising off from the mountains or the roof over your head or whatever. Find something to be grateful for. And you have a great day, RJ. And thank you all for joining. I so appreciate you for hopping on today. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you're feeling good, loving yourself, forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.